Welcome everybody to the Blaze podcast, where our topics aren't always fire, but our conversations are. I am your host, Brandon, the Desperado. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv. I don't want to say my last name, you never just know who's watching.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
My co-host, we are patiently waiting for him to get out of Bumblefuck, Texas, Adrian.
Hey.
And our other co-host, he is our resident Rubik's Cube solver, Jed.
Yep, I used to be a Rubik's Cube solver. I used to be able to solve it blindfolded, actually. Now I can't do that shit.
Shut up, you fucking nerd. No, I'm playing.
Dude, I literally... No, I'm actually... I will not lie. I had a fucking book on how to solve it.
He does. I saw in this room.
Can I please borrow that so I could feel smart?
I always wanted to learn how to do a Rubik's Cube.
Word.
Because they're like the most complicated thing ever.
Dude, you'll get fucking pussy. Go to a club, bro. Solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded.
Oh my
God.
I'll look like Logic. I'll start rapping while doing the Rubik's Cube. Do it backwards.
All right.
I look like fucking Matt Murdock.
All right, so
our first topic. I didn't want to do it again. We did it last week. We're gonna have to pour down another one. Hold on. Oh, that's not it.
Damn, you poured out a toast at everything. Okay.
Let me get the toast. Luke Cage. Luke Cage has been canceled.
R.I.P.
There's no more season 3. The Bulletproof Man is not so bulletproof. The white man is bringing the black man down again.
Ooh, tell him, bro. Tell him.
You don't want me to keep going. I literally thought about jokes like this all day.
Oh my god, here we go.
Alright, so honestly, like, I'm gonna start with this. I'm really pissed that they, like, I know Luke Cage season 2 was not great, but I'm mad only because they left it in a good cliffhanger that I went to see how, obviously who the fuck cares now, spoilers. Luke Cage at the end of the season had a very dark path. Like, you could tell he was gonna go into a dark path.
Basically about to be a villain.
Yeah, the following season was about be fucking crazy. Like, at least I imagined it was gonna be crazy because, like, you had the daughter of what's her name? Who was the main villain? Fuck, Mariah. Yeah,
Carey.
like Mariah. No. You had Mariah's daughter who looked like she was, she had some devious plans, and Luke Cage obviously, had his new little empire going, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're setting up something interesting, and they just kind of canceled it, and I'm just like, well, fuck, like, I was actually in shock. Like, it was in the middle of the night, I was like on Twitter, and I just see IGN tweet about it. I'm just like, well, damn, this is sad, because Iron Fist was another one from last week that I was sad about. So in conclusion, it sucks. But yeah, so how do you guys feel?
I'm believing there's gonna be a new what's it called? New section of our podcast called "What Netflix Canceled This Week."
I feel that.
As soon as we start this, first Iron Fist, then Luke Cage. I honestly just think they're cleaning out house.
Next week's gonna be hopefully Jessica Jones.
It's not. That's the thing that, like, I just don't understand how it's gonna work out. Whatever. If they cancel Punisher, that's where I'll get upset.
Oh no, I will lose my shit, bro.
So
myself.
I think they're just canceling shit that's, like, not making them money. Unfortunately, Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I looked it up yesterday on stream. They're like the top 10. They're actually ranked 10 at most expensive Netflix shows right now.
Why?
All of them. They all cost what was it, 40 million per season?
Yeah.
Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist.
What?
Which isn't even the most expensive. It's like 106 million on Netflix.
I think, was that the Get Down? Because I like the biggest flop on Netflix from what I remember.
No, the Get Down. I think the Get Down was the second one with 104. It's some British, like, king and queen kind of shit,
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, Sense8 was another one. Wasn't Sense8 like over 100 million, something like that? Like, I can't remember the first season.
Yeah, 100 million.
Yeah, that was another one they canceled
per season.
Yeah.
And you got to remember that they also increased. That was when it was season 1 of all the shows.
Yeah.
And I think season 2 just came out of Daredevil. So all those, if they do well, they do get a pay raise, basically, like more money for their,
like a bigger budget, basically.
Yeah, a bigger budget. And from 40 million, I would guess season 2 of all those shows probably costs around like 60 million.
And yeah, no, Netflix is very bankrupt too, dude. It's
and
just...
all together, it was a total of all the series were budgeting to $200 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Those are crazy.
And like I said, like Netflix is just like, I don't know how they make certain shows, dude. Like Alter Carbon, for example, right? Like that show is beautiful, like almost movie quality, CGI and action. And I'm just like, that must have been expensive to make. Like I don't know how the fuck they where the fuck they pull his money from when they're like pretty much bankrupt. Like,
my thing is like Netflix needs to fucking chill, bro, because like they keep trying to make all this new content, like thinking that it'll make them money. But it's like, bro, you need to work with the money that you have, not the money that you think you're gonna get. That's how you stay in debt. You know what I mean? Like, what's it called? They keep making all these new shows, and then now they're canceling old ones that people are fans of. But I mean, yeah, I get that they're not making money and it's a business move. But like, if you're leaving these shows on a cliffhanger, then not like, what's the point of even like? I'm scared that like, what's it called now, Daredevil season 4 might get canceled, and I know that's like a very high impossibility, but like at the same time you never know now, because like I didn't think Luke Cage was gonna get canceled. So
yeah, and fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead, Brandon. I might come back.
Do we think these are all right? So I know Iron Fist season 1 and 2 weren't so critically acclaimed. And
well, 2 better than 1, so
Luke Cage season 2 wasn't like that great either. But like, do you think these are more? I personally think they're more money related. But do you think maybe the way these shows are being viewed, as in like the general public feeling towards them, you think like this might have some kind of impact? So like a show like Stranger Things isn't gonna get canceled anytime soon, just because like they probably make a shit ton of money off merchandise, and like the public reception for it is so like great. Do you think maybe public whatever it's called?
Public perception of the shows.
Yeah.
I feel like my thing is there's certain shows that get a lot of, I feel like certain shows get a lot of more I guess advertisement or just like more support than other shows, and that's like understandable because you want to push your flagship shows. But like, if you want to save a show or whatever and it's not doing good in terms of numbers or whatever, then you need to promote it more, because if not, then like you're basically just shooting yourself in the foot. If you make a show that costs 40 million and you only make back you know less than that, it doesn't matter how much less, but at the end of the day it's less. So you gotta put forth the effort to advertise.
You're really right. Like, I don't know any show on Netflix that I like learned because of Netflix. Like, they've all been like word of mouth. So,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
BoJack Horseman, like the only reason like I even heard about it was because like I watched a YouTube video explaining like how great the show was, so I checked it out. Like, that's the only way I learned about like anything.
Like you're the one that put me onto Daredevil. Like I didn't what's it called? I was like, and then I watched the first episode of Daredevil thinking like, all right, let me whatever. But then I'm like, oh shit, like Netflix is coming with the heat. So like that's what got me hyped for all the other shows when you started telling me about like other shit coming out. So it's like, now the fact that they're canceling all that is like, you have all these fans and now you're just disappointing them. Like I feel like a lot of people probably also subscribe to Netflix just to watch certain shows. So like if you cancel them, then you're just losing more subscribers at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So like they really got to figure this shit out.
Yeah,
it could also be a Disney thing though, if you think about it, because Disney has the streaming service.
Me and Vinny were talking about this. I don't think it's gonna be put onto the streaming service, just
probably
because
not.
They're TVMA. They're not gonna put something like that on the Disney streaming service.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't even have like Disney's name like attached to it at all. When you actually look at like the credits, it's all Marvel. Like, I don't think Disney wants any of that coming back to them.
Yeah.
Because it's such a family-friendly thing. But even that, Jed, did you have something to say?
No, I think that's it. Like, I don't know what else to say. Where are we? What's the next subject that we're leading into from this?
Well, from this,
Daredevil.
we can go into Daredevil impressions, and then we can talk about streaming services. Because I'm thinking after Luke Cage getting, actually, you know what? Let's go into this. Since Luke Cage got canceled and Iron Fist got canceled, where do we see streaming services in the future? I think I read an article where streaming services, even like stuff like Spotify and all that, they're not very profitable for the company or for the creators. I think streaming a song is like 2 cents for like per stream or something like that. That's some weird like number that you don't really get paid a lot. But even then, with Netflix being in debt and filing for bankruptcy, like, do you think, and all the streaming services like coming out in the future, do you think that like these things are just gonna, we've had this conversation last week, where you think like these things are just gonna implode on themselves?
Here's the thing, like for example, like my family, right? Like we went off of like cable, right? Because like we saw like, oh, we could just like get Hulu, Netflix and shit, and like whatever, like Amazon, right? And have that like be like our shows and like all that shit we watch, right? Because it's inevitably less money than paying for cable, right? But I just feel like if they raise it, like, because I feel like that's the only way that they'll kind of succeed and make better shit and kind of use the money that they get from raising the price monthly. Like I feel like some people might drop off if they raise it also, because like again, it's like some people will come out of like cable, like my family did, and pay for these streaming services monthly because it's inevitably less than cable.
Not only that, so like my family, we still have cable because my family likes to watch like international stuff, but it's and we're supposed to be getting Hulu. I know when I get my phone upgrade, I can get Hulu for free. My dad has Hulu for free.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like for a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know things are doing that, but like DC's coming out with their own stuff, Disney's coming out with their own stuff. I'm pretty sure a bunch of companies are gonna follow suit. Like, do you think these things are just gonna start looking like cable providers again?
Yeah, no. That's what I was trying to lead to earlier when I totally forgot about that. So basically, I was gonna say is like, now you're coming up with all these like streaming services, right? Like Marvel's, fucking Disney, all this shit. Like it's basically gonna be like, in a way, it's like you're literally buying channels again. Like it's like, if you want to watch this, you buy Disney streaming service. You want to watch that, you buy DC. You want to buy that. If you want to watch this, you buy Marvel. It's like at the end of the day, you're gonna be paying for like all this shit, and we already pay, you know, like for a bunch of shit monthly, and like it's just adding up. It's like, holy shit, like you're gonna be paying over $100 for different streaming services every month too, and it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it'll be a very, I don't know if it'll survive. Like I think it all depends on the type of stuff that they're gonna have in these streaming services. Like I know me, once I get back into work, and it's only because I'm a big fucking fan of Star Wars, I am definitely gonna buy. I forget what is coming out on this Disney streaming service, the new Clone Wars. Yeah, the new Clone Wars. Yeah. For the new Clone Wars episodes, I'm definitely gonna buy it just to watch those Clone Wars episodes, and also the live action Star Wars show that they're coming out with, called the Mandalorian. Like I will pay money just to watch those shows because I'm a big Star Wars fan. But I don't know. Like the thing is, I heard there was a rumor. I saw this earlier that there might some of the streaming services like content might not be exclusive just to that streaming service. Like some of them might come to Netflix. Like I heard. Oh yeah. I heard that DC's Titans fucking show might come to Netflix. That was the one I heard about.
Oh jeez.
And I'm like, oh god. Like I'm like, so like, or like,
what's even the point?
Not only that, but I was thinking, I'm like, so does this mean that like these streaming services are like, if you're a big DC fan, you're gonna want to buy the DC fan, but like you can also have Netflix to get some of the ones from the DC streaming service. Like I don't know. Like I don't think they're gonna put everything. Like they're gonna have they're gonna share everything. Obviously, they're not gonna like give Netflix like a bunch of shows, but I think they're gonna give them some, and other streaming services some. I feel like it's not gonna be exclusive to just that streaming service.
I think these streaming services are gonna have to do like give us not just more incentive content, but more incentive like what they provide. So like I don't know if you guys ever gone on the Crunchyroll desktop version of it. You can actually read like certain manga that they have.
I didn't even know that.
I don't know. Have you heard like?
They're not like top tier ones, but like you can read some.
Have you seen Verve? Like Verve is very good actually.
Oh yeah, Verve.
Verve has Crunchyroll, Funimation, a bunch of cartoon channels, and some other stuff, all for $7 a month.
I think things like that are gonna start becoming, but like that just seems like a cable package right there.
It really does. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it really does. Like if you're into like anime and cartoons, like you're gonna want Verve basically.
And Crunchyroll,
like
and,
all that.
And that's the biggest problem with like stuff like that is that like these streaming services don't help the creator. Like Crunchyroll, like the animation industry in Japan, for anime at least, like it's still like very bad over there because like even with Crunchyroll doesn't give them that much money. A lot of it goes back into like when you actually look at like where the money for Crunchyroll goes into, it just ends up going back into their pocket.
Yep.
And they're making their own like they're basically taking the money and making their own American anime, which is stupid. You should be giving the money to like Japanese studios for the hardworking people.
Yep.
And like, and then you look at Japan and like, there's not enough animators to animate. Like that's why season 2 of Attack on Titan took so long. Was because like they weren't getting paid enough to do the work.
Yeah.
So like, what's it called? No, I was just gonna say like I feel like the business model of just streaming in general it's really hard to make a profit off of that. You feel me? Because like you get less money from the streams itself than like it costs a lot more than it does than you make back from when someone like watches or listens to music or watches like the show. You know what I mean? Like I pay $10 a month or like $11 a month for Netflix, but like what's it called, Daredevil, like you said, you know, one of those shows costs like 40 million. So it's like, yeah, they get my $10 a month, but when in contrast to the fact that they drop 40 million right then and there to make the show, it's like they have to find a way to like either cut costs to make these shows, or they have to like up the prices on the subscriptions themselves, and doing either or could like compromise the quality of the show, or like people just don't want to pay for it anymore. You know what I mean?
And I know that they're putting Netflix commercials like within the Netflix.
They put ads in Netflix now?
Yeah, they have. It was like a thing that they were like testing out for more money, but people were like, "What the fuck is this? We're paying for it."
Yeah.
They're only doing that for like the lowest tier of Netflix, so I guess it's like a way to boost.
To make them, to give them incentive to buy the next package or whatever.
But even then, like we don't know where, like you were saying the $10, we don't know where those $10 are really going to.
Not only that, but like what's it called? Netflix has already raised the price like a couple of times in the amount of time that it's been out. Like I've gotten at least like 3 emails telling me like, oh, we're raising the prices soon.
Yeah, no, that's part of like the fact that they're bankrupt. So like I don't know.
Okay, so here's how Netflix made some money. This is so 10,000 people purchased their Netflix subscription and jumped straight to Stranger Things. Let's say that number is 5,000. They pay for a month, $12 on average. Of those 5,000, 2,000 cancel their subscription at the end of the month, but 3,000 are now hooked and will start watching other shows. The 2,000 people will contribute $24,000 in revenue within those 12 months. And the other 3,000 will likely contribute to a far greater chunk of about 432,000. The total is 456,000 in annual revenues for Stranger Things season 3. If that number is,
and that's not enough. Like how much did it cost to actually make the show?
I would say around like the millions.
So that they're not making any money back.
But that's also you have to remember their merchandise for Stranger Things is like way big. But like other shows, like like the one show that you were showing me, Jed, that I always forget the name of. Like I don't think that show has like marketing. I'm not advertising or commercials.
Wait, which one? Altered Carbon or Dark? Or...
Yeah, I don't think that has merchandise that's like crazy.
Not only that, but like it costs money to advertise too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
which, by the way, side note, finish Altered Carbon, please. Like.
Oh yeah, I gotta finish
Vinny and yeah, nobody said Vinny has finished that show, and I'm like, he's the only person I can talk to about it. Like, you guys need to finish it. It's so fucking good. Like, you gotta understand like why I like it so much. Like, you'll see towards the end. I love it. It's really good.
I mean, I'm already hooked. I just have to like finish it, and we have to We have to
Yeah, no.
at this point we have to assume that every show that gets a one season, we just have to assume that they're gonna cancel it. Cause
Well, they confirmed already that Altered Carbon season 2 is being made. So.
oh, okay.
Lit. Well, while we're talking about Netflix and shows that we should watch, Daredevil season 3 came out. I'm already on episode 12.
I finished it last
13.
night.
Episode 13,
I've only watched 1 episode.
So we all have different opinions.
Oh my god.
Episode 13, 14 minutes in. Just a quick review, more like an impression for Jed.
First
what are you
impressions.
thinking?
For
What are you
me,
thinking so far?
I think it's just, again, the first episode literally like the cliche downfall of a hero trying to find his way again. That's literally like the first episode so far.
But did it hook you? Are you excited?
It hooked me. I'm interested in seeing the whole Wilson, like how Wilson Fisk will get out and like
Oh
do
my
something.
god. Dude.
and like they already had like a backstory to like that FBI agent or whatever. So I'm interested in seeing where that goes, and like I'm just kind of interested in seeing where things go from there. That's the only thing that hooked me was like that little part at the end. And I mean, honestly, I know it's gonna be a good. I'm not saying it's gonna be shit. Obviously, I know it's gonna be good. Like for sure, I'm gonna keep watching, and for sure, like I'm gonna finish it hopefully within the next 2 days.
For me, Wilson Fisk, greatest Netflix villain ever.
Greatest Marvel
debate.
villain. Fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, Netflix. Marvel villain ever. Better than anybody from the movies. Better than Killmonger, because some people still think Killmonger is such a great villain. He's not. He's trash. Changed my mind.
All right, chill out.
Killmonger's a. Ironically, he's a light version of Wilson Fisk.
In what way are they similar? Wait. Backtrack.
No.
You
Okay,
gotta explain this one.
Let me explain this one, right? They both both their parents died, both their dads died, right? And they both okay. And when I say like a light version, it's like they tried to do like what happened with Wilson Fisk, where he's like, well, Killmonger's like, oh, like my dad's dead, and like because of my dad, like I went crazy or whatever, right? They all try to they all try to justify everything because their dad died.
No.
That's how yes.
Absolutely not.
Killmonger's only justification for why he's doing anything is because they killed his dad. Wilson Fisk, his origin and his justification for why he's doing everything is because he had to kill his own father, and like that toughened him up and like saw the world as cruel.
Absolutely not. You're stupid.
No, I'm not stupid. I will debate you on this.
We're gonna debate right now, real quick, before we get back to.
So tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, all right. First of all,
tell me why Killmonger is a good villain. We'll start there.
All right, I'm gonna give you this. Look, Wilson Fisk, by all means, is the better villain, but they're not the same. Like, Killmonger is motivated by the fact that he had to what's it called? He in Black Panther, obviously, King T'Chaka killed Killmonger's dad. And what's it called?
So his justification is because his dad died.
No. Well, I mean, that's what initially started it, yeah. But like, as he grew up, obviously he most likely experienced, racism, and just like he became a product of his environment. You know what I mean? Whereas Wilson Fisk just fucking snapped and broke and killed his own dad. Killmonger 1 didn't kill his dad. 2.
No, you're right.
2, Killmonger had to kill his own people in order to, because at the end of the day, what Killmonger wanted was to overthrow like all the governments in the world and have basically Wakanda rule the entire world. Whereas
why did he go to Wakanda?
Why?
Because of his dad. No, all right, this is it, right? His dad, everything all stems from his dad. Right, like every action.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
The actions of his dad led to his future. Right, that's the consequences of actions. Right, the action and consequences was his dad. So if you have never killed the dad, like none of this would have happened. That's where it all begins. Right. He is still like to me he's still like a very weak villain, because it's like, okay, you killed my dad, so I'm angry at you guys because in the end of the whole, if you actually like really pay attention, he's just really angry at Wakanda just because they killed his dad. Like that's why he like hates Wakanda at first. Like the racism part, yeah, like he dealt with it, but his main motivation is to take Wakanda first, because he hates them.
He's trying to take Wakanda to liberate all black people around the world.
But because yes, but that's a different, like that's his like
not
step two.
Not because of his dad. He did it more so because. All right, here's the thing, right?
He did it more for his dad than he actually did.
No, he did it. He did it for himself.
No, he did it for his dad.
No,
well, he did it for himself because they killed his dad. He did it as revenge because they killed his dad.
No. The only thing that his dad has to do with it at the end of the day is one, what's it called? T'Chaka killed his dad. So, he would, I feel like he's more mad about the fact that like they left him to deal with the shitty situation that he was in, and they never gave him a chance to like be better than where he was from. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, he grew up watching his friends. He had no family. His what's it called? The director of Black Panther was like, oh, Killmonger's mom is in jail, because you know that's just how it is. And then he grew up watching his close friends and shit die. So it's like not only did his dad not only was his dad taken away from him, but then he had to grow up watching his friends peers and shit die, or what's it called, go to jail, whatever. Like there's a lot of more than what happened to Wilson Fisk, in my opinion.
I would say I think the reason why I don't feel anything for him, for Killmonger, is because I'm more of a show, not tell, in movies. I like when my movie shows me like things. To me, Killmonger comes in, but that's the one problem I have with these superhero shows, when they depict like black actors or black superheroes. They talk about racism, but they never actually show it. And like I want to see Black Panther deal with a racist, like telling him to go back to his country. That's what I want to see. But because
but how is he supposed to deal with that when, one, he was raised in Wakanda his whole life, where
because he's going around the world, because he's around the world, right?
Yeah,
he went to China.
In that modern, you know, day and age, whatever, like he's not gonna really experience that. And then also, what's it called? T'Challa is like, you know that he's already like a rich and powerful man. So like,
yes, but
off the rip, no one's even gonna be like sneak racist to him. They're just not even gonna say anything.
So give me like a subtle racist thing then.
But like, all right,
Did
you listen to what Killmonger's dad said before he died?
What did he say?
He was explaining to King T'Chaka, like, what's it called, that black people are being over policed and they're being put in shitty neighborhoods. Anyone that tries to like rise against the government in like a peaceful way automatically gets assassinated off the rip. So it's like they're trying to do everything the peaceful way, and it's not working. So that's why he wants to take the vibranium to liberate black people in America and then around the world. So because at the end of the day, he wants Wakanda to rule over them, because what's it called? He feels like Wakanda could teach them how to like live the right way, basically.
So that makes sense, right? Like that makes sense, because like
you didn't pay attention.
Hold on. That's something that like we can see in our real world, right? Killmonger, when he talks about like him dealing with racism, right? It's like, yes, there's racism. Show me how you, a Marvel character, deals with that racism, right? Like, no, like that's the one thing that like I feel like Marvel won't do, is that it's like you have these people with superpowers, like show us what they would do in a situation where like they are dealt with a racist, like Luke Cage, right? If he like traveled somewhere in New York for some reason, right? Like he always says how like, I'm a black man, like, you know, people are gonna like...
I'll give you that one, because like I said that too. Like I was like, they always like Luke Cage will always pull the race card, but then you never get an example of him actually dealing with a racist. I give you that, but it's like you have to take the setting, background, and the dialogue that certain people say into account, because obviously they can't, like, in Black Panther they had to establish what the fuck Wakanda is, what the fuck vibranium is, Black Panther himself, because he wasn't really shown in Civil War. What's it called, like they had to establish a lot of shit, so it's like it's kind of hard for them to fit all that in like a 2-hour movie. You know what I mean? And then what's it called? I don't know if you know this, but like the setting in which Killmonger's dad was like portrayed in was in, I think it was like 1991 in Oakland, California, where like there were riots happening because of some person. I think he basically got killed by like police officers, and then the police officers, they got away with it. Like they went to court and they were never tried as like guilty. So now there's like riots happening in California. So like there's like a lot of subtle backstory that you have to like research to understand the situation. And then obviously you saw that Killmonger like was from a very poor neighborhood in Oakland. So like you have to assume that he dealt with that shit growing up. So what?
No, I was letting y'all debate.
Okay. So and then what's it called? Wilson Fisk is just a very different character from Killmonger. Like they're not cut from the same cloth at all. Like Wilson Fisk killed his dad. Killmonger did things because his dad was killed, not by him, but like yeah, that motivated him to do what he did in Wakanda. But like, what's it called? It's just very, very different. Like Wilson Fisk is a very broken person, whereas Killmonger is very like determined, focused, calculated. And I'm not saying Wilson Fisk isn't, but they have very different motivations at the end of the day.
I'm just gonna say, if Killmonger comes back, Black Panther 2 or whatever, make him better. He's a very, I just find him as a very weak villain at the end of the day. That's just
most of the MCU villains are pretty
he just like, he seems human, but it's like I don't see you being human, so you just seem like a really over the top kind of character. You know what I mean? And like you have like all these scars about like all the people like you killed. Like yeah, that just seems very over the top, and I never get to see like you don't get to see like a human aspect of him until the very end, and you're kind of just like, well, I wish I would have seen.
What are you talking about? Even like when he went to the astral plane and was talking to his dad.
Yes, that's towards the end.
That's not towards the end. That's like halfway in the movie.
That's more towards the end of the movie.
I don't want to.
That's towards the third act. That's in the third act. All right. Nah. I'm just saying, give me more times of him being human. Give me more like backstory. I want to see like him growing up and what led to like his decision and all that kind of stuff.
I feel like Marvel's just very afraid to like actually push that idea of like racism, because like, yeah, they say it and imply it heavily, but you have to really show that shit. Like, drop an N-bomb, bro. Like, don't be afraid. Like no bullshit though. Because like I feel like if they keep just like subtly, or not subtle, but like just implying shit and not actually showing it, then like people like you are gonna be very critical about it. When like in reality, it's like it's good. But I feel like at the end of the day, you didn't even really like Black Panther to begin with.
You need to show me how these characters actually deal with racism, instead of just telling me like, oh, I deal with racism, because these aren't normal humans.
Because like I thought, like, what's it called? That like I feel what you said too earlier about like, because like Luke Cage would just be like, I'm black, so automatically I'm
and he's
whatever.
Bulletproof, so it's like. You're different.
That's such a cool ass aspect about it too, because like he's like bulletproof.
I would have loved the scene where like some cop accident, like as in the times, like some cop accidentally like mistakes him for someone, or just sees a stood up and he's black and he shoots him, right? And he like, it's like a whole like thing about like cops like shooting kids with like hoodies, like Trayvon Martin, right? Even though Trayvon Martin wasn't shot by like a cop, but still.
That was so off.
No, but I'm still saying like a black kid getting shot like just for wearing like his hoodie, right? Like something
just
like
for
that.
Looking suspicious.
Yeah, just for looking suspicious, and like he's bulletproof, and then like he talks about it instead of being like, I can't do this because I'm black, y'all.
I feel like they just don't want to go that far, because then like we're gonna have fucking like SJWs and shit like complaining like, oh my god, I'm talking about black people. And it's like, shut up, bro. Just
no, it's not even that. I don't think they would go that far, because I feel like then it would open a whole new can of all like it'll almost make it look like all cops are assholes in a way. Like all cops shoot at black people, which is I mean, I get that, but at the same time, it's like you have to explore social aspects. You can't just like name a social problem, but then not show it. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm black, so I deal with this, but then not show it, because like at the end of the day, like it really doesn't help in terms of like character development.
which is why I was very upset with Luke Cage season 2, because like he's always talking about how he's black and he's angry, but like he never explains specifically why. But anyway,
Shame. But yeah, Daredevil. Watch
Daredevil,
that shit.
yeah.
Good shit.
Is that where all came from? Daredevil? Holy shit.
No, well, he was like, oh, Fisk is better than Killmonger, and it's like I agree with him, but he said that they're both the same, and that's not the case.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Well, in conclusion, Fisk is better, 1,000 times better. Give this man his own movie, please. You had to put this guy on his actor.
Vincent
perfect.
D'Onofrio, yo, this man needs a
Perfect,
fucking what is it called? The Oscar or something?
I think it's called an Emmy. If it's daytime
I think he was born for Wilson Fisk's like fucking character.
That's the one thing that's way good with Marvel. Like all their characters look like what I picture them.
Yeah, like, they definitely picked them right for the.
Oh yeah.
They also wrote him differently because like in the comics, Wilson Fisk isn't really he doesn't really have that kind of like character development, whereas like they actually wrote a backstory. They made him different from the comics because like he's a more relatable human. Like at the end of the day, Wilson Fisk is a fucking man child in the Netflix show, whereas in the comics he's just like a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was kind of disappointed with Spider-Man, that we didn't get more Fisk, because I love him.
Which we probably will in the sequel.
Hopefully.
I'm sure.
But from going from Marvel, Avengers, Infinity War Part 2 finished filming, and Chris Evans tweeted out a mysterious goodbye tweet. Let me pull it up real fast. This thing sucks because I should have had
I didn't see that, but like what happened exactly? So you just tweeted out goodbye, but like why would he tweet out goodbye?
It was like some like thank you to like everybody kind of thing. Let me see if I can find it. Well, what do you guys think about Avengers finally ending?
I mean,
after all these years,
I think it's good.
It's time.
I think it's time. Yes, I think it's time for it to finally end because holy shit! Like I don't think they should keep going for another 10 years with this shit. I'm hoping that the finale is good because I liked the first part of the movie. Now I'm just waiting for the second part, and I like the whole like they didn't give a fuck, with the whole Thanos snap and all that stuff. So it's really good to see, heroes have a downfall and lose. But it's all like I'm also hoping that like the next movie where they actually win is really good also.
I don't want it to be like a very clean victory either. Like I want a lot of people to fucking die in the process.
I want it to be a struggle. I want a fucking good fight. I
want to fucking cry again, bro. Like the only reason I cried in that movie is because fucking Spider-Man died. So
do you really think anyone's gonna die like major?
Well, Chris Evans, like Captain America, definitely has to die. So if not in the middle, like at the end.
Here's what the tweet said. Officially wrapped on Avengers 4. It was an emotional day to say the least. Playing this role over the last 8 years has been an honor. To everyone in front of the camera, behind the camera, and in the audience, thank you for the memories. Eternally grateful. Now, we did come out and say like he doesn't want that tweet to like be taken as spoilery or whatever, but that could be him just saying that just so like it takes people out of like off the train tracks,
Yeah, but then it's funny
to take away like the idea that he does die or something.
And it's funny because like didn't they say like didn't like the fucking directors were like, oh, like everybody's dead is gonna stay dead. It's like that's a big old lie. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. So we don't know what these guys are saying. Chris Evans, great Captain America, looks just like Captain America. I'll be sad. It's actually gonna be really sad if like if he dies, if he retires, whatever. Well, any of these characters.
I feel like it makes sense if he dies though, because like in the comics, the only reason he died was because he was like on his way to trial and then he got shot in the head. But like they could do a thing where like he gets arrested and then that happens at the end of the movie or whatever.
That was in Civil War.
Yeah, but I mean like technically he's still a fugitive. You know what I mean? So like. They could just change the timeline to where he dies after the events of Infinity War, because like he's still a fugitive at the end of the day.
So you think they'll keep going with him then? Because
I mean they have to put him on trial or something at some point if he just has to turn himself in or whatever.
don't know. I feel like if you save the world from Thanos, you should be granted immunity. But that's just me.
That could be the case too.
But I'm excited. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the art for it, like what's going, or even behind the scenes stuff, like pictures that are taken. I don't know if you want.
I haven't seen much.
Dig into that.
I haven't seen much. I just know that like the Ant-Man's in it, and what's it? The other girl. It's the girl who's getting a movie.
Wasp?
No, the other girl's getting a movie.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, her. Like, I saw pictures of her in it. And that's about it. I haven't seen much.
Shout out to Captain Marvel.
The only thing I've seen, which looks cool, is that they have like they're filming stuff where they're back in New York, and it seems like they went back in time to like the first
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Avengers movie. So that's gonna be cool. I'm actually pretty excited for anything that comes out. Avengers 4, which comes out I think next year. So that's actually pretty soon.
What do you?
There are supposed to be like 20 more movies.
Oh my god, I'll pass. I will pass. I don't care anymore. I'm done.
After Marvel, after Spider-Man Far From Home, there's supposed to be like way more. There's like hold on. I think there's like a couple untitled movies all the way leading up to 2022, 25, I think.
I feel like there's only certain movies that I want to watch. Like I know they're doing the Black Widow solo movie, and I kind of want to see that. But aside from, and like, you know, obviously Spider-Man, because I'm just a fiend, but
okay, right now
is whatever to me.
Right now, untitled Marvel movie, July 29th, 2022. So that's 28, 19, 20, 21. That's 4 years, Jesus Christ.
I'm good.
And it'll be here in no time. Time flies.
I'll wait till they all come out and then do like a marathon or something, because I don't feel like going to the movies. Fuck that shit.
I was asking Andrew, like, why wouldn't you go watch like the new movies that are coming out?
Because like I'm, bro, no bullshit. I'm fucking marveled out, bro. Like they need to just fucking stop.
Yeah, but the comic books have so many things they can do. So like you can't really be marveled out. Like they finish an arc and then they start a new one. Like it's like I'm still gonna go watch them because all the new shit's gonna be leading into like a final movie probably eventually. Like I wanna.
Because like the big thing wasn't Infinity War. Like I don't think what's it called? They had more movies planned up until 2022 or 20. Yeah, is that what you said? 2022.
22. Yeah.
So it's like if the biggest thing was supposed to be Infinity War, then everything else isn't gonna like be that dramatic or whatever. And yeah, I'll probably still enjoy the movies, but like I don't like it's not that important to me because Infinity War's already done. Like I'll probably watch the Spider-Man movies in the theater, but everything else is like whatever.
Okay, I got you.
I feel you on that.
Like I only want to watch the shit that I'm excited for.
I got you.
Okay. Well, going on from that, we're gonna be talking about some little games, some gaming shit. Games. Black Ops 4. Yeah. Me and Jed are having a lot of fun on Blackout with our cocks out.
All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm having way tons of fun. But it also what has me wondering. The other day I saw on Facebook a battle royale for like medieval. Like I don't know if you guys remember the game Medieval Warframe or something like that. Chivalry medieval.
No, I don't even.
You guys don't remember that? I think it's on PlayStation. I really wanted to play that, but
get out of the Discord and fucking fix your vocabulary, goddamn it. I don't even know what you're
Chivalry medieval Warframe, war something.
Are you sure it's Warframe?
I don't know if it's war something. Okay.
All right.
But I wanted to play it like a while ago with you guys. But it's basically like a battle royale version of it. But it has me wondering. I know Adrian's not a big fan, but where do we see battle royales in the next 5 years?
I think it's gonna still be around. Obviously, just like everything that became a thing, such as MOBAs and died off, kind of. Like I still think it's gonna be around, obviously, but I don't know what the next big trend in gaming will be, but it can also still continue only because we're about to hit. We're at the end of the generation, right? We're about to hit a new generation of consoles, a new generation of technology for gaming, right? For PC also.
Well, we already hit the new one for PC too.
Well, yeah,
so.
PC actually doesn't jump a generation. It's more of like the PC just keeps upgrading, like no matter what. So the thing is like I feel like Battle Royale can, in a way, get really fucking fun and better. Just because like on PC, like I know there's ones that are coming out that are gonna have like 400 players on a map. Like, that's insane. And I feel like if you like that genre, if you like the feeling of survival and playing with your friends and like surviving on a map and like just shooting other people and killing them for their stuff, like I feel like if other games bring a new twist to it, I feel like it'll survive another 5 years. Like, but it has to keep bringing new shit to the table, or else most battle royale games will start feeling the same, and it's just like it's gonna become more repetitive and not. People are gonna start like moving away from it basically and moving on to like whatever's the new trend, or just moving back to like other stuff that they used to play or some other new stuff, whatever. I think that's
bro. Single player games are dead. Fuck that.
Single player games are not.
Not true.
Nah, so I don't know.
Spider-Man was a flop.
Yeah, Spider-Man was a flop. JK, that was great.
I'm interested to see Battle Royale. I know Adrian keeps saying that it's a fad.
I think,
dying. I think we're still at the very beginning.
But is that out of a bias, Adrian? Like, can you actually say it's dying, or do you just to you because?
No, I don't think it's dying. I don't find that much enjoyment in it. Like, I get the appeal of shit of being number one at the end of the day and just being the better player and stuff. But and I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon either. And it probably won't die at all because like Fortnite's become competitive at this point, like in its own weird way, like with the skirmishes and stuff, especially. So I feel like Battle Royale games have cemented their place in the gaming community, at least for now. But I just personally don't enjoy them as much as other people do. Like, what's it called? Like I'm gonna download Black Ops because Raul got it, and I'm gonna try Blackout. But I know I'm not gonna play that long term.
Angry Joe actually likes. Like I like his review video, at least the beginning of it. Like he made like a review video basically, and like it was the devil and the angel, and it was basically like one saying like, oh, like it's still a $60 game and they still have $50 DLC, which is the amount of another game. Like that was the angels telling him that, but then like the devil was like, oh, but Angry like Joe, but you like this because it's like the best Call of Duty in a while, and Blackout is so fun, and like he didn't know what to do, so he just like, oh fuck, and then like he gets into the video and like he's talking with like other Joe and like his other friend, and like they're basically just all talking about how like Blackout's like one of the best parts of the game, but like they basically didn't like that there is no single player in the game. Which do you think Brandon that this game is worth $60? Like how do you feel about it?
Yeah, because I don't even play the single player.
And yeah,
I haven't touched a single player since Black Ops 2.
And I'm gonna be honest, like single players to me, like I like Black Ops 2 single player, but that was about it. I like single players before. I'm saying like that was the last one I liked. I heard Black Ops 3 wasn't that good, but I still gotta watch that video Adrian sent me about why it's good.
Black Ops 3, baby.
But like I don't know about Infinite Warfare and all those other Call of Duties. World War II was pretty good. I can't lie. Actually, I totally forgot about that one. But yeah, it was pretty good. That was probably the only good part of that game because that was just a trash ass game. But yeah, so like they said that this game is worth $30, and I was not agreeing with that. I actually wasn't, because like I feel like you have zombies, you have Blackout, and you have the multiplayer. And I feel like it's enough content to be $60, like just $60. Because I think Blackout was well thought out. It was well put together, and like the fact that you're getting free content too, with like they added the whole tier upgrading thing like Fortnite has with their season pass, but it's free. So I think that's very cool that you can get content for your characters and like different like gestures and different like all types of stuff for your characters for free. Like you just like Fortnite, and that's cool. I don't know what's going to be behind the DLC, like the whole DLC wall. But I think right now the game is worth $60 in my opinion because like everything's like really fun.
I feel like it's hard to argue about price versus content in the sense that like for me, like for example, I don't think Rainbow Six Siege when it first came out would have
was worth $60. No, I get what you mean. Like over time,
but now, yeah, definitely. And now, like, it's always on sale now too. So, like, at the, you know, like, no one's even buying it for 60 anymore. But what's it called? Call of Duty. I feel like because it's had such a negative stigma for the last couple of years, it's kind of hard for people to like, for like, you know, people on the fence to drop 60 on it. And you know, luckily, I'm fucking getting the game for free. But what's it called? Like, it's just really hard to gauge content versus price because I feel like that there's also games that I feel like I fucking rob people for, like CD Projekt Red, bro. I owe them at least a good $100 because I got The Witcher 3 Game of the Year for fucking $25. So,
oh yeah, yeah, it went on sale. And I mean, that's I see what you mean there. It's just really hard to compare like those games, like Witcher to like Call of Duty, for example. I think because it's like a yearly game, you know what I mean? And like that's the thing that like they even like that I think about too is like what's gonna happen to Blackout in like a year? Like, is Blackout gonna continue, or like are they just gonna?
That's a good question.
Like, is the new Call of Duty gonna have a Blackout mode? Like, it's just
assuming it's made by Treyarch or something.
Yeah, and like even if it's not made by Treyarch, like what the fuck? Like, what are they gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that scares me is that Treyarch is like the better company in my opinion for making Call of Duty. Even though Black Ops 3 was good to other people, but it wasn't good to me only because like I didn't like the whole running on walls and futuristic boost jumping thing. Like, I just didn't like it. It just wasn't my thing. And to me, my opinion is that Titanfall and Titanfall 2 had the whole boost jumping and wall running way better, way more fluid than Call of Duty ever did. Like, if you go play Titanfall and you go play like Infinite Warfare or any of those Call of Duties that had wall running and boost jumping, you will see that Titanfall had way smoother gameplay than any of those games. It was just, to me, it was way better.
Definitely.
What's it called?
Oh yeah, that is a good question to ask. Like, if when the next Call of Duty comes out, are they actually still gonna support
Blackout? Like, it's gonna die off.
They're just gonna make Blackout too.
The weird part is that Treyarch, for some reason, I noticed that Treyarch continues their deals. Like, I don't know if you noticed, I forget what they dropped, but they dropped a couple of things when
Chronicles and Black Ops 3. Zombies Chronicles.
Yeah, and they've done like little updates even after like their game is no longer the primary Call of Duty game of the year. Like,
I know they were still adding DLC. They were still adding gun camos in Black Ops 2 when Ghosts came out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they still add camos and DLC into their previous game when like the new Call of Duty is out. Like, so that's what I'm wondering. Like, maybe Blackout will still be alive if Blackout is a fucking success, because I want to see what Blackout's like 6 months from now. I want to see how it's changed. I want to see how like the whole community likes it. I want to see how alive it is. And I hope it's alive. I really do, because I haven't felt like the thrill of the like a fun battle royale since the OG like beginning of Fortnite. And it was just because like that was my first like battle royale game. Like, Fortnite was my first battle royale game, and it was very fun at the beginning. Like, I loved like just getting a win solo and like the thrill of that. It was so good. And Blackout, to me, I think it's because like it's first person and it's gunplay. It's so much more immersive and fun than Fortnite is to me. And I think it's because Fortnite's more of like a building, and also the bloom element that's in Fortnite is a big turnoff for me, because like I just get angry at the fact that like you could be dead on someone's head and like there's still that chance that like you'll miss that
RNG and shooting, baby.
Yeah, so like in Blackout, it's really about skill. It's about who's the better like at the end of the day, who's the better Call of Duty player who can manage like their recoil at a far range of shooting someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about gun skill and learning your guns and learning how to like, you know, aim and learning how to use a sniper rifle at far ranges, because there's actually bullet drop. This is something that's never been in Call of Duty before, but there's bullet drop in Blackout. Like, if it's a far shot, you have to like it's just, like you have to like kind of lead your shot and also think about the fact that it's a far shot, so there's gonna be bullet drop. So it takes skill. It does, and I like the skill it takes to win and stuff. You know, especially like squads. Like we're winning a lot of squad games. Like recently, like today we went on Blackout for the first time today, and we won our first game on Blackout with squads. So like it's very fun. It's very thrilling, and I like even when we lose, the feeling of like I was telling Brandon earlier that we're like running up a mountain and like, you know, there's like squads like surrounding us from every fucking like from every direction, right? And we're like, I'm just like shooting people, like I'm shooting like behind me, like all this stuff, and like, you know, I'm watching like all my guys go down, like my squad go down, and I'm just like shooting anybody I can before I die, right? And it's just like such a thrill. Like I don't know what it is. Like you don't get that in Fortnite. Like when you die, like it's not like it's the weird way to describe it. It's like almost like a satisfying death. Like like in Fortnite, I don't get that. Like you die, I get fucking pissed in Fortnite for some reason. In Blackout, it's like okay, like I'm ready for the next fucking go. Like let's do this again. That's how I feel.
But I feel like you have to also remember that like the game has been out like not that long. So like your opinions of it could change, you know, in a while from now. And then it also depends on the support that Blackout gets in the future. Because like it could be just like, oh, Blackout's, you know, just here because, you know, Battle Royale. But at the end of the day, like if they do support it and shit, then it could actually go somewhere and it could probably compete with Fortnite in the future. But as of right now, the only thing it's stopping out is PUBG, because fuck PUBG.
And you know what's like, I was telling Brandon, I was like, cause this is a new possibility now with Blackout, is that I was telling Brandon, I was like, do you think that Fortnite would get a dent if Blackout was, let's say, its own thing, right? And it was free, and they kind of did the same thing that Fortnite does. They have a store, you can buy shit, you know, buy COD credits, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it, and buy like it, right? Do you think that it would actually dent Fortnite in a way if Blackout was just its own thing and it was actually free?
If it was free to play, maybe, but like even then, there's still like a lot of free to play like
you know, like
Battle Royale shit. So you know,
yeah, but they're not as good as they're not as polished and as good as Blackout. Like Pub and H1Z1 are now basically like getting shitted on by Blackout. Like Blackout is like superior on top of those two games because the gunplay and like the polish of how Blackout looks, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking game.
Yeah.
So like basically in conclusion, like I just think that like maybe if Blackout actually succeeds, like maybe this is their experiment. If it succeeds, I think what they should do for the next Call of Duty is maybe have it what I think would be cool is if they make it its own thing, like have it be free, right? But I feel like they would make a fuckload of money if they keep supporting it, like Fortnite gets supported, and just keep changing it and making it way better.
I think that's what Battle Royales have to do. They either have to be free or they need to have multiple stuff, like how Call of Duty has multiplayer and zombies. Because like Paladins, like Realm Royale, like that's dead. Yeah. And that's only a Battle Royale.
Yeah.
So it should just be at least free, or
I think
charge 60
it's hard
more,
to say because charge something. Wasn't how much was Pub? Wasn't Pub like $40?
Pub
was $40.
I thought it was $30.
$40 maybe the final, maybe the $30, because remember how like Steam is weird, like you could buy the game early and like it's alpha base for like $30, but when it finally releases they raise the price to like 40 or some shit like that. So I think that's what happened. I think it was originally 30 and then it went to 40 once it released. So I think that like I don't know, I think like Call of Duty would actually make some type of profit if Treyarch, because I trust Treyarch does their good shit, and Treyarch actually made like focused on their Battle Royale and Call of Duty's Battle Royale, and that's it, and like made it free, right? But made like a store and made enough content on release day to get people into it, right? After, you know, playing Blackout, if they would get into this one, and then like it would be like Blackout but like way better, bigger map, and but no, I don't say bigger map, but maybe a different map with different maps within it.
If that was the case, then they'd have to make like, because let's say Blackout was a separate thing from like the main Call of Duty package, then they have to make a story or something because you can't.
No,
you
yeah,
can't just
they
give
would
us
no
a-
for sure,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you,
No, for
you
sure.
can't give us a multiplayer and then not expect us to like ask
Oh,
for single
yeah.
player. And then on top of that, I feel like no matter what kind of battle royale game you make, you always have to support it, update it, make more content for it. Because Fortnite wouldn't be where it is today if Epic didn't, update the game and just add shit or take it away or balance, whatever. Like it has to be supported because that's what keeps games going. Like Rainbow should not have been a thing, but because Ubisoft fucking stuck with it, now it's like a pro league game. So
That is true. That is true. So we got anything else to say?
nah.
Alrighty.
I think that's it.
So then we're gonna be going to some real life drama kind of stuff. All right. I think all of us here, I think we're pretty decently. I'm a big fan of X. I think Adrian, you like him. Jed, you,
I can't call myself an X fan because I liked him after he died. So
okay.
but
you
I
enjoy
do
his
I do like X. I listen to his music.
Okay.
I don't call myself a real fan.
And Jed, you're
I like X. I listened to his music before you.
all right.
I like
So, so it's been talk about Vince Mensa's diss to X at the BET Cypher. We finally got what he says. I'm gonna read it out loud. They say stay woke, still slept with ruggers. The only time you bear arm is a wife beater, loser. Your favorite rapper's a domestic abuser. A, name a single Vince Mensa song. XXX, we all know that you won't live that long. I don't respect blank. My God, this is
Posthumous.
Humously. Homicide ain't new to me. Catch up with academics at your eulogy. Alright, we all know Vic Mensa's still holding a grudge against academics all these years. Apparently that name of single Vic Mensa song comes from a 6ix9ine comment that he went to a radio station and he was like, can anybody name a Vic Mensa song? And he asked 20 people, nobody could do it. That's
kind of funny. Anyway,
does anybody actually listen to Vic Mensa?
not really.
No, I don't listen to him at all.
I've heard some songs, but I don't find them amazing or anything.
Yeah.
What do we think? Do we think? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I think morally, you shouldn't diss someone who's fucking dead. First off, what the fuck?
Yeah, and we have a pretty big evidence to say this was after he died because one of his lines is, my off-white's on fire like white people burning their Nikes. Kaepernick called me, told me to just do it.
Yeah.
And that happened 2 months ago.
Those events are after his
X
death.
has been dead for a minute, so
Yeah. So that's way after.
So for sure, I think.
Dude, I'll keep going.
No, I was gonna say I think that it's just fucked up. What that's some pussy shit in my opinion. Why would you diss someone who's dead? They literally can't defend themselves, right? I just think it's like going to diss Biggie. Why the fuck would you diss Biggie, right? Or Tupac? He's fucking dead. He's been dead for years. To me, it's just why would you diss someone who's dead? That's not only disrespectful.
Keep a dead person's name out of your fucking mouth, basically.
Yes, it's disrespectful and it's disrespectful to their family. It's to me, it's just it's just disrespectful. That's the conclusion of that. So
because I think Vic Mensa had problems with X when he was alive. Would you say this is him just keeping the same energy, or you think
I
he's
think
dead, drop the beef? What's even the point?
Yeah, exactly. I think that if you have beef with someone, right, and they die, I think at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how badass of a rapper you are or what you think you are. You have respect for the person who died.
And this is not just as a rap. This is just in general.
Yeah,
if I have being basically.
Yeah,
be a fucking human being and have a little respect. I think you see this even in history with two enemies. When someone dies on the opposite fucking team, they usually have respect for each other. It's just an honorable thing. So I think as a rapper who's in the game and sees some other rapper die who they have beef with, at the end of the day, I think you should still have respect and drop all the beef, because at the end of the day, they're dead. There's no way they can defend themselves. That's it. They're dead.
Not even that, but it's is there really beef with someone after they die? You have to really go out of your way to still be mad at someone after they're fucking dead. Not even that. It's not about who won or lost, but it's like get the fuck over it, bro. Like it's not even that serious anymore. Like the person's dead. There's no way that they could come at you back. Like just take a fucking.
How do you say it?
Bro. Like
Yeah. Or X, rest in peace, X. Vic, I liked you. Liquor Locker was a good song. What's another song that he did? Gangster Lullaby was also his new album. Pretty good song, but that's about it. Do we think he's clout chasing here?
well, not all press is good press. So if he is, he's a fucking idiot.
Like mental, you
In
take
my
an
opinion.
L for the week. Take the L, walk around with it proudly. Many L's. You even try to diss academics. Come on, who even does that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But onto our last thing. I think it's gonna be our last thing. Face Censor broke up with his girlfriend, whatever. Yannette
So
Garcia.
yeah. So let's update Adrian on this so he kind of
So we'll
understands.
update anybody who doesn't know about it. So
the gist of the
basically, Face. I have a deep dive into this one. Face Censor, I think like a couple months ago, released a video saying that he broke up with his girlfriend. Originally, he said it was because he wanted to focus on Call of Duty. Basically, what happened after that was that he got dropped from Face.
He got dropped?
He got dropped from the starting lineup. He's still in Face. He's not in the competitions, but he got dropped. So he got dropped. I think he took like something else. Something happened to him. So he was taking else. So he came out and was like, "Oh, what originally happened was that like I just didn't break up with her because of Call of Duty. Like that was one of the reasons. But like she was asking for money to be in when she was in my videos. She didn't want me to film She didn't want him to film certain stuff. Like an example he used was that he bought like a brand new car for her, and he was like, "Oh, let me like record your reaction to it." And she's like, "No, like I don't want you to record that." It was basically their relationship was too public, and they both didn't like it.
And it, tell me.
She did come out with her own statement, where she said, "About the information that is circulating right now, where my ex-boyfriend decided to expose details about assumptions that occurred when we lived together, I wish to communicate some clarifications and externalize my point of view." So what she says is, she basically just said that she just wanted everything to be what's the word called? Oh, it's a multiple one. Oh, it's a video. She just wanted things to be like private, and she didn't really want like a lot of drama, I'm guessing.
Let's also talk about like because he mentions this in his video. He said that like there was times where like he wanted to go out with his friends and she was very controlling, like, oh, like, you know, saying like, oh, like I don't want you going out or whatever the hell. Like he actually said that in the video. That was another downfall with her, I think. Like a big L for her.
So here's what we have. Number one, since very young, like many other women, I've been working every day for an economic independence and do not have to depend on anyone else in any sense. That doesn't feel that stupid. They achieved her bachelor. What is Steven? I don't even know. She says it in Spanish. I can't read it.
See, I didn't know. Like, you just brought up like her response, but like I know more about like Face Censor side of like this.
Her response is really just like, this is what I done with my life.
Yeah, which to be honest, I think like I'm still more with his side, like his him telling like exactly why he broke up with her. Like, do you think that like it's justifiable with what he said?
I think they both take an L.
Do you think they both take an L? Why?
So in his video, he talked about like how he's like, oh, I just wanted to provide content for you guys, and like I wanted to have a reaction of like filming me showing her the car, and she's like, no, like I don't want that. Like that's something that's like, I get it, you're a YouTuber. But I feel like if you're like doing a video like that, to me it just seems like you're just. And if I was in a relationship and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, I bought you this. Let me do a video and like upload it to my fans to like of you reacting." It's kind of like you're like ruining this like really special intimate moment that we're having to show it to like the public, and it makes it feel like you didn't actually do this for like this moment of like niceness.
Like
you kinda just
genuine,
did
like
it.
you're not being genuine.
Yeah, yes, you only did it so that like people on Instagram could give you likes or something like that. Like that's another thing in like relationships that I see. I hate like my relationships. Even my ex, I kept it really private. Nobody really knew like. Nobody really knew when we were together and when we weren't, and even I didn't know half the time.
Yeah, and fuck
But, like-
me, I never even got to meet her. The fuck?
That's true. That's how private I kept it.
Jesus Christ.
But like,
we never
I
met.
think I only put like one Snapchat video of us ever. But like I never, because it's like, what do I have to show you people what I'm doing?
No, and I think
And
yeah, I agree with you. And I think that was a downfall to the relationship. I think that like the downfall was that, and it's really hard. That's the thing. It's really hard to keep something like that private. Like eventually it's gonna come out. Like Yanette's a very like important fucking a
known
famous person. Yeah, a known person in Mexico and through America. And then obviously Face Sensor is a very known person through the gaming community. He's a great Call of Duty player. So like it's gonna come out eventually, one side or the other. Like I don't think there's any way that he can make like content without her being there or stuff like that. Like it's very hard to make that and not it become public. And that's the thing. Like some people can pull it off though. Some people can actually come to like an agreement when they're in a relationship and they're both famous on YouTube or something or somehow. And you see that all over YouTube. Like there's successful relationships throughout YouTube. It's just that I think they never came to an agreement with like the whole like, oh, like if I'm gonna be in your videos, right? And this is like even around the time they first started dating. It started back around when they first started dating. If I'm gonna be in your videos, the reason that like she basically said like, oh, I want some of the cut from the money that you're getting from your video because I'm in it, and it's only because
I don't think she's wrong.
her whole like analogy is because I'm wearing your shirts to like my job and shit. Like I'm basically advertising for you in a way, and I'm also bringing people to your videos. So that's why she said. But hold up. When you first start dating, I think it's a little like weird to be giving someone.
But
that
we
you
don't
just
know
brought
when
into your
exactly
life.
she asked for that, did we?
Yeah, no, he said it was towards the beginning. Like the downfall in a way, like the early parts were literally in the first year that they started.
She said that she wanted it because she was putting in the views and she like wanted a cut. And rightfully so. So I actually looked at his channel. He has 2 million subscribers.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Oh god, that's not what I wanted. So his latest video 8 hours ago only hit 60K.
Yeah.
When he was talking about Yanette, it reached 1 million, but like some of his videos only reached like 600,000, 300,000, 47,000. Like for a 2 million sub, even this one, teaching Post Malone how to play Call of Duty, 170,000. Like you're a 2 million. When it's Yanette in the thumbnail, he's getting views. But like when it's just him, like after they broke up, like his views really went down, and I feel like that's why he kind of like. I feel like he kind of just did it just so he could get like his views back up.
You're thinking that he dated her to get his views up?
No. I think he made a video addressing like everything again, just so that he could get his views back up.
I don't think that. I think he just did it literally because like, again, like everybody was shitting on him, and I think it was just like I personally, if I was in his shoes, I would do the same thing. I think I would make a video on like the truth and like as respectful as I can be about like why we broke up and like why I did everything I did, and like yeah, I think it's okay, and it's not because of views. I think it's just literally like I would do it just because of that. I want to let people know that I'm not just doing this because of like Call of Duty, and then the reason he made the video too is because he ended up quitting Call of Duty basically. Like now he's focused more on content and content creating. That's what.
What are you gonna say, Adrian?
Yeah,
because you were bringing up the fact like his sub numbers, like you know that like as long as you're making like 7%, like as long as 7% of the number of subscribers that you have are watching your videos, you're in the green. Like so he has 2 million people, but like he only needs 100 and some K at the end of the day. That's why PewDiePie has 50 some million subs, but at the end of the day you only get like 1 million. So like subs and numbers don't necessarily matter at them. Like I mean they do, but not to the extent that you think they do.
He's at a B. Social Blade was. He lost 5.
Shut up. Social Blade is Social Blade is the most inaccurate thing ever, bro.
It's the closest thing we have. I'm just saying they're both taking L. Would you guys so in our next relationships, how, especially now in like the world we live in where everybody's trying to get likes on Instagram, like would you mess with would you date a girl like that? Like someone who's very like into posting pictures just for likes?
Well, there's girls that are in that like to post pictures for different reasons and shit. And my thing is like what's it called? I guess like mention myself, but just like after my last relationship, I don't really want to like put my shit out there anymore. Like what's it called? Like I'm not really one of those people to like post shit to begin with. So like it's like for the future girlfriend, if I do have one, get over it. I'm not gonna do it. Because I barely do it for myself, so I'm not gonna do it for you now. And two, it's just like when you put your business out there, it comes to bite you back in the ass later on. Like whether you do it for financial reasons, for whatever kind of purpose that you're doing, or where you're putting your business out there, it always comes to bite you in the ass. So you're better off just keeping your private life to yourself and not making it something to be shared.
What do you say bites you in the ass? What do you mean?
Well, all right, like what's it called? People know that. All right, I'm gonna give you an example. So like this couple, they constantly post shit about each other on their social media, and then suddenly all the pictures of each other on each other's pages gets deleted, and what's it called? They change their bio. They change everything basically about their pages and shit. And it's like then people start asking questions, and it's like people wouldn't be asking those questions in the first place if you just kept your shit private.
True. And there's this girl I found on Instagram who like she literally it was crazy. Okay, so she was like jumping from boyfriend to boyfriend. She ended up meeting this guy, and like this guy had kids, right? And she was posting all over social media how like those kids are hers, and she was calling them like, oh, look at what my son's doing, like shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like this is like big. And then what ended up happening, he went to jail for like a bit, the guy. And like now she had like a new boyfriend, and I'm like, listen, I know like they say don't judge, but like people are judging you. They say I know you're like you want to believe that like you can do whatever you want, but stuff shit like that, like people are gonna talk, and you can say like you don't care and stuff like that. That's fine, but like at the end of the day, like people are gonna be looking at you sideways and like what kind of person you really are. If you can literally look at someone and be like, oh, that's my kid, and then like as soon as you break up, you're with another guy. All right, people are gonna be looking at you. So be careful what you post online, people.
No, I don't know. Like I think I personally don't like taking pictures first off. So like I feel like whenever I get a girlfriend in the future, like I don't want her to be like one of those that like takes pictures all the time when she's with me and shit. Like I just don't like pictures. They're just like the way I am, like, and I want her to respect that. Like it's just fucking weird. Like I don't want to like post pictures online about a relationship. Like I want to keep that more private to us, kind of thing. You know, only to my friends. Like we're not gonna keep it that private, but I'll tell you guys. I'll tell like my inner circle of friends, and obviously my family too. Like that's about it. That's as far as I'm going. Like I'm not gonna put it out there for everyone to see. You know, like nobody needs to know our life. Like I really don't care.
Yeah, that's how I like taking pictures of my significant other. But like I never post them. But like I do enjoy taking pictures.
Yeah, like if we do take pictures, let's keep it private. Don't post it online. Like I just don't like that. Like it's just like I don't need someone commenting like, oh, y'all look cute, or all this and that, like or like I know someone out there is like talking some type of shit. Like I don't want any of that. Like I don't need any of that type of drama. I don't need like the risk of some crazy ex coming back in, or somebody that's pissed at her, or something like coming into the comment section. Like I don't need any of that shit. So just keep it private. If we want to take pictures, we'll take pictures for ourselves together. Like that's about it. Keep memories, you know. but I don't want like anything posted on social media. It's just the way I am, you know. And if it comes down to it, if like let's say this leads into like marriage one day, right? Then I think the only thing I will ever post on social media is like something that has to do with marriage. That's about it. Other than that, the rest of the relationship stays like secret.
I feel you.
And
We're dropping gems out here for you guys, just so you know.
What's it called? I was gonna say like just fucking at the end of the day, everybody keep your fucking shit private. Like, one, not everyone needs to know because that'll bite you in the ass in the future one way or another. And two, no one fucking cares if you're in a relationship or not. So
I do.
like,
Okay.
shut up. Anyway, like just keep your shit to yourself. Keep your private life private, and keep flexing on your social media about how much money you want to make you have. When in reality, you fucking
Talk
don't.
to them.
Fucking losers.
Talk
Get
to
the
them.
fuck out of here.
Let me write down to put gunshots for this part. Okay. So that's been the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for coming through to the Blaze podcast, where our topics aren't always fire, but our conversations sure as hell are. Closing remarks. Like I said, you can find me on twitch.tv/thedesperado316. Big things coming. I'm getting a new overlay soon. A lot of shit's gonna be popping.
Shameless plug. Follow me at a.riz on Instagram.
Well, yeah, he needs more followers for all the pictures that he posts once a year.
That has be.
And Jed, any last words?
Nope. I'm good. That's it. That's all I have to say.
That's it. Well, guys, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Blaze_podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.